Alright, what's going on, guys? Trey back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode of Znation Season 3. This one is for Episode 3, I guess it is actually Episode 3, and this is Murphy's Miracle. And spoiler warning, if you guys have not seen Murphy's Miracle yet, it aired Friday night. So apparently this is Episode 3. The wiki has been changed in terms of counting, so the double premiere is just Episode 1, even though it was 2 episodes. Episode 2 was a new mission, which I reviewed last week. It's in the channel if you want to check it out. And this is the third episode for Season 3. So this is Murphy's Miracle. So this was another great episode, and sorry I didn't get this review posted for you guys yesterday. I was watching Ash vs. Evil Dead, and I saw Znation Friday night, but I didn't get a chance to do the review until yesterday, so here it is today. So this was another really, really good episode for Znation. This one has pretty much two things going on, which I enjoyed them both tremendously. Number one, we have the continuation with Murphy and him kind of starting his own faction, starting his own sort of blended race between humans and zombies, which is fun. We've got 10K under his control. Halfway, it seems. 10K will argue with him and he'll try not to listen to him, but of course Murphy, with his kind of zombie blend superpowers, after he bites somebody, he's able to sort of influence their behavior. And he did bite him right in the back of the neck, which is, your spine and everything that goes through the brain into the body into control goes through there. So 10K fighting back, trying not to do the things Murphy's telling him to do, but he is compelled to do so anyway. There's a part where 10K doesn't want to shoot this guy, this Ender, and Murphy forces him to the point where they start arguing, and then you actually have 10K does pull the trigger on the guy. So it shows that Murphy is actually more in control of his behavior than he is. And I even like the way they do his makeup. He's kind of got like dark spots under the eyes, and he's kind of like an evil version of 10K because Murphy is taking control of him. And it's pretty good because I feel like with 10K, eventually we might see him kind of fight back against Murphy and be put in a situation where he might have to choose between, our surviving group, Warren's group, and Murphy's side. And I think he's obviously going to choose Warren's group, but he's going to have this inner battle in himself because Murphy has already taken control of him. So it'll be kind of an interesting part that we'll probably see later on this season of whose side is he on, and is he going to be able to fight back when he really, really, really doesn't want to do something and Murphy gives him an order to do it. So it should be really, really good. I like in this one how he finds like a building. He's got like this own little city. He's got like a waterfall and stuff. And he decides to set up his throne room there. And he's got like a nice building. He's got like a bird's eye view of the whole area with these nice big windows and stuff. They meet a family with a dying daughter, and he bites her in order to save her, so to speak, for the family. And then after the family comes back to him, and the husband asks Murphy to bite his wife in order to save her as well, it seems. Or just because they want to. Maybe they want to be the same as their daughter, that kind of thing. And he smiles. So there's some really great stuff in this one with Murphy. Really like the waterfall kind of scenes where he's looking off and smiling and everything. And you've got kind of him and 10K playing back against each other of who's in control. You've got 10K looking down the waterfall, hearing something, and at that part there, I thought that was kind of an interesting scene because I thought he might try to jump and kill himself or something, or he was just being hypnotized by it because he's kind of sort of become halfway between a human and a zombie, so he's kind of become a blend, so he kind of gets hypnotized by things, kind of similar to the way zombies do, but he's kind of in the middle, so he kind of does, but he gets a little bit of urge, he gets a little bit of impulse from things and going after things and hearing things and getting mesmerized by things. So he's kind of in the middle. So I really like what they've done with 10K and with Murphy this season. I like 10K a lot, and I can't help but think eventually he's going to find a way to fight back against Murphy. If he doesn't, it's going to be pretty tragic. Either way, I really like this setup, and I really like what they're doing with the characters for later on in the season, because it should be good when we get a confrontation between, Roberta and them. It should be really, really cool, and our main group and them. Also, we have, forgot to mention, the stuff with Citizen Z, which progresses a little bit in this one. He finds out that they don't have unlimited store of food, that they will run out of food, and you get some comedy, you get some fun stuff with the aunt and uncle and stuff like that, and the contacting on the radio or trying to, but it doesn't entirely get through. We do find out from our main group now, which is the core of the episode, that the lady from China, who the doctor who is trying to contact her ship, ends up finding out that there's nobody there to contact. The mission's aborted. It's abandoned ship, so to speak. And Murphy ends up actually being right. So I feel like even though Murphy is kind of a villain at this stage, the fact that he was right, that there's no reason to pursue this with the doctor, I feel like he's still in the wrong, but at least he was right with the fact that there's nobody, there's no saving, this kind of idea is not, is probably not going to work out, so he goes against it right away. So it kind of like makes us feel a little bit more for Murphy, to the point where he's not totally evil and villainous for not doing it. He's kind of, he is a little bit, but at least he was right about that as well, too. And then we get a really, really fun part with a postman that they run into in the zombie apocalypse, which was really funny, and I actually thought was handled brilliantly. Really, really, really smart. So we meet this postman, spoiler warning, of course, if you guys intend to watch the episode and haven't done so yet, and he seems like this harmless, really kind of nerdy type of guy. We've met lots of characters like that throughout Znation, so that is no shock to see a character like that. He's surviving on his own by himself. He's going around in his post truck, and he's got zombies that follow him around. He feeds them brains, and he feeds them human body parts and stuff, and they follow him around to try and kill him. And there's kind of this mystery about why are they following him versus following our surviving group. And what we find out in the end, with a nice twist, is that this harmless postman is actually a pretty hardcore villain. He actually locks our group in to a kind of secure location, which I kind of saw it happening when it happened, and they kind of reveal it to you in a way as you're seeing it, where they come down in and you're like, oh, is he going to lock him in or something? And then of course he does lock him in. He lets a bunch of zombies in, and then they come after him. They got to fight off the zombies, and by the time they do, he has locked them in, and he has left. So, because it becomes a question, well, where's he getting all the brain matter? Where's he getting all the stuff to feed the zombies with? And it's from people that come into the town, and he just convinces them, and they think he's really harmless and nice, and he puts on a great act. Nobody kills him because they think he's, just totally harmless, wounded animal type deal. And then he turns on them and traps them, and then maybe they starve to death or whatever happens a few days, and then he uses them to feed his zombie friends, sort of because they never liked him before, and also because he's so it's kind of like he's got some resentment towards those people. Maybe he doesn't want to mercy them. Maybe he actually hates them. At first, it seems like he loves them. It's a really nice twist in this episode, and it's handled great because we've met lots of characters like him before in the previous seasons that ended up to just be harmless, type of people. So I really like the idea. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was really funny to see this really nerdy postman guy, and he was a great villain for the one episode. He was a great one episode villain, I feel like. So in terms of the score for this episode, this was another fantastic episode of Znation. I'm really feeling Season 3 of Znation. It's this episode was really great, knowing that they don't have much of a budget to work with, knowing that the show has, of course, some silly elements mixed in. I feel like they've really amped up the drama with 10K and Murphy and what's going on with the control. The control issue, it's something I've never really seen before in a series, something like that, and it's got the comic book elements too. It's got the comedy, and it's got a really nice mix this season. I feel like with the more serious tone drama as well too, with that happening, and also the postman too as well too. Kind of comedic at the beginning, silly, and then totally full-on drama, because it's like, oh shit, this guy's actually legit. This guy's actually a pretty big villain, and he's pretty smart too, and has he just outsmarted our group and defeated them? This is interesting. Something like Prisoners or something, if you guys have seen that movie. Really good stuff. I had to feel like that. So in terms of score, I'm actually going to give this one a solid 9 out of 10. I love this episode. This was a great episode. Probably the best we've had this season. Really like the postman as a villain. Thought it was all those things. A great mix. Fun, funny, has the drama, has a little bit of the horror, has a little bit of the scary, bleak feeling here and there, and altogether it really is a nice package, with everything put together like that, and given to us as an episode. So it's great. So I enjoy Murphy's Miracle a lot, and I'm really excited to see the rest of Season 3 of Znation. I'm enjoying the absolute hell out of it. It's awesome. So can't wait to see when the man returns and see whether or not Murphy's going to be ready for him, because he's recruiting his own army slowly but surely. And if you guys like this review, as usual, guys, please don't forget to thumb it up below. You can also share. You got a Facebook. You wouldn't mind sharing through? I'd appreciate it. Share through to Facebook, the bottom left. And, of course, also the bottom left is the subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, you want to see future reviews for Znation, Walking Dead, all kinds of awesome TV shows and all kinds of awesome stuff, then subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this video today, guys. I'll see you again soon tuned for another soon. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.